Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. This week I'm working on a four color swipe technique here on a 1.5 inch gallery wrap canvas, which I believe is 18 by 14, which was initially a bit of a scare, but worked out in the long run. And now I'm just laying down my Oxide Black corner to corner here, making sure I've got good coverage for my black base layer for the bright colors to come. And now this was a very cool but learning experience type of pour where I had a great idea initially and things didn't go right off the rails, but there was some learning experience to go through when, in this case, I chose to use a new to me pouring medium. So we're going to explain this in a few seconds here, but let's get into some color. And this here is the light blue permanent, which is a really, really pretty color, which mixed really, really well as well. And now my second color is the light blue violet by Liquitex, which I really love. And I find I'll use this color quite often. And just lastly, my newest color, new to me this time around, is the Alizarin Crimson Hue Permanent. That is a mouthful, but really, really pretty and quite bright. Okay, now going into my swipes with my Flowchart and Cell Activator included, which was going really well with my swipe initially. And I'll explain why I mentioned off the hop that things kind of went off the rails, but not really. So with this swipe here, normally with my Cell Activator, this will leave a ton of cells that you just don't see. I got a bit scared, so I went, all right, well, let's do swipe 2 and see how that goes. Now, swipe 2 was much like swipe 1, where nothing opened up, which was incredibly weird. Just strange for my ingredients for my Cell Activator. Again, my third swipe is my last attempt with these colors. And again, still no colors. So I actually stood back here for about 3 or 4 minutes, just puzzled on why things hadn't begun to open up like normal, and it would have to come up with a bit of a solution. So I decided to just kind of MacGyver and adjust my Cell Activator for the second round of colors. So again, my blue, light violet, and the crimson coming up here. I added a bit more Penetrol, which is the additive I use towards my Flowchart and Amsterdam paints for my Cell Activator. Now, as I lay on the color, I am still kind of observing the white swipes, which weren't opening at all. Again, being a bit concerning because this isn't typical for any swipes I've done in the past for almost 2 years now. But anyway, we're going to lay down this crimson, which again is a very, very pretty color on this color combination, then go into my last set of swipes. And now, as a quick question to those of you who do any kind of pour painting or abstract work, have you ever decided to change your ingredients on any kind of Cell Activator, or just generally, in the grand scheme of what you typically do, then change your technique? In this case, I went back to the swipes I normally do, but having adjusted my Cell Activator, and again, seeing that the lacing plus cells I'm typically used to seeing just aren't showing up, and I was, again, still incredible, but just very, very puzzled why nothing was going as planned, but I wasn't going to scrape all this paint off the canvas to begin with. So I kept going, knowing that I could probably get the color to pop through in the end, but still, have you guys experienced any, we'll call them technical difficulties during the sake of your pours, and what have you done to kind of audible or change your approach on that pour? Let me know. Alright, just going into my painting here with my last swipe of the day, and just again being a little bit puzzled and concerned why nothing was quite the same as typical. But anyway, here we are going into a bit of fire with my torch to encourage this Flowchart and my activator to just open up a little bit to try and encourage the opening of those cells or lacing effects I typically get. And I am seeing some opening, which was nice to see, but we'll see how this stretching goes out with my tilts. Okay, and here we are with the moment of truth for my tilting on this pour. I decided to go slow initially off the bat because I didn't want to distort or pull that lacing apart from the pour as it was to begin with, and knew that based on experience that I could probably get this lacing to pull out and stretch kind of where I wanted it to, just in being cautious and slow. So going back and forth, around in circles to make sure that I went slow enough to, again, encourage the spread of the color, but also the lacing without making it too stretch out. So this was a bit of a process, but we managed to get some color going from corner to corner with that light blue going to my corners. But I did also realize that in typical Tony fashion, I was a bit short on paint, and having been maybe too caught up in the moment with the fact my lacing wasn't going right, I was just short on paint all around. So anyway, we're getting some good results so far, and seeing some color pop through, which was very encouraging. And I had to speed this part up because it's quite long getting this corner to tilt down into the bottom corner. And so I've sped this part up about 2.5 times speed of actual speed it took to just wait a few minutes to have this paint go to the bottom corner. And again, show some really pretty lacing between the newest to me blue, the light blue violet, and my new crimson hue as well. I found this color combination maybe worth trying again in the future with a new technique, or again, the same technique with a bit of a tweak to my cell activator. No, I think that this look was quite pretty. And in my last corner, furthest from us, closest to me in the video, I needed a little bit more paint because I was just so light. I needed to just dump a bit of extra blue on the corner to again encourage that lacing and color already on the painting to slide down into that furthest corner. Now once I was happy with that, I decided to just center the painting all together and finish off the tilts. And now once I was all finished here, I kind of joked to myself that this was probably my best mistake I've ever done, or in quite some time, because I was quite happy with how it turned out. Again, not being very pumped about how it looked initially, but the lacing in the end looks really cool. The colors are popping a bit more with, again, a bit of a switch up with my pouring medium. So I'll explain that in a little video later on in the future, but ultimately the colors and the lacing look really great. I was really happy with this crimson hue. That was was intended to be my standout color, so I think it worked quite well for the sake of this pour. And anyway, what do you guys think? What are your guys' thoughts on the initial swipes and maybe concerns of mine that could have been overlooked, or just feedback on the pour itself? Anyway, and if you have enjoyed this video, please click that like button below and leave me a brief comment on your thoughts overall. And we'll see you again in the next one.